Hi guys, and welcome to Road to Forex, where we discuss everything in relation to the foreign exchange. Of course, I am your host Alex. Without further ado, let's get stuck into today's episode. In our private Discord group, I asked the question, what do you think is the hardest thing about learning Forex? One of the users, BSFX, shared this, which really resonated with me, and I think it's going to resonate with all of you as well. They go on to say, personally, the hardest part about learning how to trade is the fact that there is so much information out there. Everyone trades differently according to what works for them, and there is always conflict. For example, some people swear by technical analysis. Others say it's trash and only use fundamental analysis. Some swear by indicators. Some say it's trash and only trade pure price action, and so on. Personally, I feel everything works, but it's all about finding what works for yourself and your lifestyle, etc. At the end of the day, it all comes down to your psychology and risk management. I replied to that saying, well said, and it got me onto this topic here. But before I do get into that, if you do want to join the private Discord, just click the link in the description. If you could leave a review, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you're listening, that would be greatly appreciated as well. Back to it. Now, I have heard this multiple times from many different people saying, I don't know where to start. There's so much information out there, blah, blah, blah. So I really wanted to get into this episode and ask you guys some questions. So you can come back to this whenever you need to go, this is what I should be doing. If you're feeling lost currently, maybe you've been doing it for a year and you're really sitting there and going, I don't know if this is right. Maybe you're just starting. And again, the information overload, you don't know where to begin. Whether you are just looking for that change or you are, as I said, getting started on this journey, I really want to address that in this episode. So let's go over first of all, what information overload is and why it happens. Regardless of whether you're a new trader or someone that's still trying to make it a year or two later, you're going to be eager to learn and succeed, which of course is great. But it's easy to fall into the trap of trying to consume everything at once. There are hundreds of trading strategies, courses, YouTube video, podcasts, just like this one, and even well-meaning advice from experienced traders, again like myself, that can leave you more confused than informed. I know I've definitely done this, where I've said something that I think is really logical for me, being a trader of the experience that I have, and some people come back and go, I've got no idea what you're talking about. So I can actually put my hand up and admit that I've perpetuated this cycle, which is why I'm trying to fix it now. The trading world is constantly evolving, and there's always something new to learn. There's always an angle of marketing from scammers as well that say, hey, I've got a 90% win ratio, or this is the best scalping strategy you've ever heard of. It makes 2% a day. It doesn't matter if it is that, a new indicator, market patterns, risk management technique, whatever. There's always going to be something new, another angle, something new to come out for you to learn. But here's the thing, not all information is relevant to your trading style or goals. The challenge is knowing what to focus on. If you try and learn everything at once, you may end up knowing a little bit about a lot, but not enough to succeed in any one area. This is something that I nail home with my own mentorees. And I'll tell you right now exactly what I tell them. And I've been doing this for years. I'll go on to explain that I am just going to tell them a very specific amount of information that relates only to my strategy. I call it putting them in a position of power. Yes, once you're there and you're actually making profits, let's talk about order blocks, let's talk about FVGs, let's talk about the market till the cows come home. I've got a lot of information, but that's not going to help you. Some of my best advice is that learn a very specific part of the market that is going to get you profitable. I know you might be sitting there going, what is going to make me profitable? And we are going to answer that. But if you focus in on something that you're interested in, number one, and something that goes along with your trading style or goals, you're going to be in a far superior position to everyone else. Because without it, this information overload can lead to analysis paralysis. We have so much information that you can't make a decision or execute a trade confidently. It can also cause frustration and burnout. I know, I've been there. And it makes you feel like trading is way more complex than it really is. Again, one of the things that I do for my mentorees is actually say to them, because most people come in expecting it to be mental, my strategy to be crazy. And I've had people go, Alex, that's really simple. Is there nothing else to it? And I go, I know it looks simple, but trust me, you're just overcomplicating things. Sometimes the most simple things just work in the markets. So now let's get into the questions to make sure that you can start this journey on the right foot, knowing that when you hop into the market, you are learning things that will pertain to your success, that suit you, that will make you a good trader. Just make sure that you grab a pen or you're taking mental notes or whatever it is, recording this on your phone to use later, who knows, because these questions are game changers. Number one, you want to ask yourself, what is your trading goal? And this is not just, I want to make profits, right? That's simple. Everyone already knows that. That's not a trading goal. That's just the outcome of what's going to happen naturally. You don't enter a job and go, I'm going to work at McDonald's because my aim is to, make $15 an hour. That's going to happen regardless. You're just going to rock up and you get paid. Someone will go, I want to be a boss, or I want to be this, or I want a pay rise so I can make more money. That's what it is, right? So let's not go into profits. Let's not think about that right now. Money is not part of the goal. You ask yourself, are you looking to trade full-time, part-time, or as a hobby? Defining this section of your goal will help you decide what information you need. For example, a full-time trader might focus on advanced strategies, deeper market analysis, where a part-time trader might look for a simpler, time-efficient strategy, right? So that's what you need to be looking at. Am I going into this full-time? Am I going into it part-time? Because if I am going part-time, I need a simpler thing to go along with. If I am going full-time, do keep it simple. You don't have to make it complex, but you've got a lot of time to put into the market. So you can go for different things. Maybe you can even get into scalping, for example. Not saying you have to do that, but that's a time-consuming thing. Not something that a part-time trader should necessarily be doing. Of course, I know you can trade silver bullet or market opens and stuff like that. There are ways around it. I'm just giving it to you as an example. The second question that you need to ask yourself is, what type of trader do you want to be? Are you interested in day trading, swing trading, scalping, right? Each style requires a different approach. From the time you spend analyzing the market to the types of strategies you employ. By focusing on the information that pertains to your trading style, you can cut out irrelevant content. For example, swing trading. You know that you can hop into the markets for longer periods of time. Therefore, trend trading might be really good for you because you just want to hop into long bullish or bearish trends. That's it. If you're scalping, for example, you might want to hop into small ranges that just ping from one point to another, allowing you to hop in, hop out, hop in, hop out. And day trading, well, the world's your oyster really with this sort of stuff. What do you want to go for? Because you can start to lean up more to swing trading or go down to intraday trading. And that just goes over so many different strategies. ICT, smart money, price action, there's so many things out there that you can go for. It does mean that you're going to have quite a lot of free time. So in the type of trader you want to be, it also really looks at how much time do you have free. That's the next question. Because if you're looking at what type of trader I want to be, you're really looking at how much free time do I have, right? If you've not got a lot of free time, day trading's probably not for you. Swing trading is good. Scalping is definitely not there. Unless, of course, you're doing silver bullet, you want to trade for 1 hour. Maybe you're trading market opens, for example. Then scalping can be really good. But if you don't want to sit there and you want it more as a part-time or as a hobby, then swing trading is going to be something that works really well for you. You're going to ask yourself these questions. How much time do I want to spend on the charts? If I do want to spend this time on the charts, how much time do I have? Do I actually want to sit there the whole time, or do I want to be able to walk away? Do I need freedom, or do I just want to sit there and just analyze everything? Because then you could be looking at day trading, scalping. If you don't want to be looking at the charts, swing trading, etc. So that's what you want to be looking at. Again, go to my episode about swing trading, about what type of trader you want to be. That's going to help you answer this question right here. Go into it in more detail. Then, of course, you need to look at what markets you want to trade. This is a Forex podcast, so I'm assuming you're doing that. But there are stocks, there are commodities, there are crypto. Each market has its own dynamics. If you're interested in trading Forex, you don't need to spend hours learning about the intricacies of the stock market and vice versa. Narrow down the information to your preferred market, right? Do that. I know I say there's a lot of crossover between Forex and crypto and futures and they're all the same, but that really opens you up to so much information. When you're learning, it's best to always stick to crypto courses, crypto video, Forex courses, Forex videos, and such. Then you need to look at your risk tolerance. Are you conservative or aggressive when it comes to risk? This does not mean, do I want to make a lot of money, or am I fine making $100 an hour? $100 an hour, jeepers. $100 a week, right? That could be it. That's got nothing to do with risk tolerance. That's got nothing to do with it. That's just slow burn or fast burn. That doesn't really matter in terms of this. Everything is based on a percentage. That percentage is based on risk tolerance. It's really asking you, are you okay losing a lot of money in a short amount of time? Or are you okay with losing a lot of money in a long amount of time, drawn out, right? And I know I'm just talking about losing money, not winning it, but you have to think of the worst case scenarios because you will go through losing streaks. Losing streaks are what break people. They break traders all the time. So if you think of it in terms of that and go, okay, if I was going through 6, 7, 8 trades, right? And I was going to lose all of them. Am I comfortable potentially losing an entire account? If you're not, cool. You want to be less aggressive, right? If you're going, that's absolutely fine with me because on the opposite side of this, if I'm winning, I'm going to win big and that's fine and I'll just bounce back and I'll go again. You are a rarity, so please think about this really, really hard before you do it, but that is a possibility. Otherwise, you can go, yeah, I'm happy taking it drawn back. I don't want to see my account go into big drawdown or a big upsize. I just want to build it really slowly over time. Then, what you're going to want to do is go for a lower risk strategy with lower returns. Vice versa, it's higher risk strategies with high potential rewards. Scalping, for example. This is suited more to high tolerance traders because you can get into 2, 3, 4, 5 more trades an hour, which means that you either need to be risking very, very little to make that work, or it suits the high risk guys that can make thousands of dollars within the hour, tens of thousands of dollars, and they can also lose that in the next hour. But that is what you want to be looking at. Can I risk a lot? Can I not? If you do want to risk less, guess what? You're probably going to be missing out on most of these scammy type strategies because most of the guys are out there, 90 win rate strategy, this and that. You go, oh, I don't need that. I don't need that because I can just build it up really, really slowly. If it's a 90% win rate, I guarantee you that's a high risk strategy. Why when it's 90%? Because one, they don't really exist. They're not really out there. I'm not saying they don't exist. I have seen ones that have come close to it. They've got a really high win rate, but they can lose accounts really, really quickly. And you might say, how? How do they lose an account really, really quickly? Because they have such a high win rate that they risk a lot on it. And what happens is when they do eventually go through a losing streak, which could be 2, 3, or 4, they can lose. Anyway, I'm getting a bit too bogged down with that there. So let's move away from risk tolerance. You need to look at what actually excites you. What brought you to Forex apart from the money? Do you want to sit there and delve into the charts, learn about technical indicators, get onto the screen and really start to understand what's going on? Price action is probably great for you then. It starts looking at the charts all the time, going, okay, well, if this candlestick is looking like this and I've got this thing over here, I can start to piece together like a puzzle what's going on. If you're going, I love maths, I love getting into data, that sort of stuff, technical indicator trading, it will be really good for you, and that helps with smart money. You can do it with price action as well, for sure, but that way you can look at it and start making mechanical strategies. There's entry rules 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have my exit rules 1 and 2, etc. I'm trading like a machine. Whereas the other one can be a bit more free form. You can get into it, hop out of it. It's more of that pure price action. You're doing things based on gut instinct and feel. If you like to feel the markets, you don't really like to be controlled, these things can really help you, and that's what can excite people in the market. If you're coming in to get into the data, to sit there and go, okay, yeah, I want to learn everything I can about it and I want to make this data-driven thing, technical analysis, technical indicators are great for you. If you want that feel, if you're a bit more free, you don't want a strategy to necessarily tell you what to do or what not to do, then pure price action is. You can just go based off gut instinct. Then you need to look at, do you understand the basics of what you're interested in? Before diving into any advanced strategies or any strategies at all, make sure you have a solid understanding of the basics, like risk management, order types, market structure. That pertains to nothing in the market apart from the basics. How do I enter a trade? What is risk management? What are order types? All of this stuff I cover in this podcast, so you can literally get it all. Don't go to Baby Pips. For the love of God, don't go to Baby Pips. Don't do it. So if you find yourself lost in advanced techniques, go back to the foundational knowledge, right? If you're entering a trade and someone's talking about a market entry order or a limit order and you're like, what the heck is that? You need to go back. If you're looking at risk management, you go, I don't really know how to set this up, or even risk to reward ratios, go back. Understand the basics. That's what you need to do. Find yourself a mentor to get that done, because it's going to really help. And I know we've just gone over this, but what are your time constraints? How much time can you realistically dedicate to trading? If you're limited time, you may need to focus on strategies that require less active monitoring, like swing trading or position trading, right? Rather than strategies that need constant attention, like day trading. We've already gone over that, so I'm just going to move through that. Now you need to look at, who do you want to learn from? Not all sources of information are created equal, and I've gone over this till I'm blue in the face, so I'm going to go over this quickly. Are you learning from a reputable, successful trader, right? They've come out. They've got a podcast like me. They've got multiple YouTube videos where they're actually showing themselves trading. You can see traders have actually benefited. You go into my Trustpilot, for example, you can literally see people that have gone, this bloke's changed my life. Happy to do it. If you came to me and said, oh, Alex, before I sign up with you, I need you to give me testimonials from all these clients, I can do that. Oh, Alex, I want to see your trading history from the last month. Done. Right? Doesn't bother me. If someone's not able to do that or you can't find it, you are not learning from someone good, because that is advice from questionable credentials. Be discerning about who you take advice from and make sure the information aligns with your goals. Right? If he's a smart money trader and you like that price action, you just heard me and you go, yeah, I just want to look at the market, understand how it's going, hop in when I want to, exit. Don't go to a smart money trader. That is the opposite of what you want to be doing, right? And make sure that you're not doing it based on your wallet. Now, this might sound ridiculous, actually counterintuitive, but don't look at a mentor and go, well, this mentor, it looks perfect for me, but he's $500 more than I'm willing to spend, so I'm going to go to this guy who's just a little bit cheaper. I don't think I'm going to get as much. Forex can pay your bills for the rest of your life. Stop being a cheap ass. That's all I'm going to say. And this is coming from someone that when he started, right, and I started with my mentor, I had to save up for months to get him. I wasn't living with my parents. I didn't have a car. I wasn't going out. I was really, really, really poor at that time. So this is not coming from someone that has always had this money and been in this great situation. You guys know that I have not been in good situations. I've not been able to afford bills. That sort of deal. And I saved up and I did it, and it was the best decision I've ever made. So please don't think I'm saying that, well, it's easy for you, Alex. I've been there. I've been in the hard times. I know what it's like. So there you go. Now, you want to look if you're seeing consistent information or conflicting advice. This is a big one. If different sources are giving you conflicting advice, take a step back and consider the source. When you're overloaded with contradictory information, it can be hard to know which direction to go. Look for consistency. If you're doing a YouTuber that's saying one thing and the other YouTuber is saying another thing, stick with the guy that you actually like, that it makes sense to you, regardless of whether he's right or whether he's wrong. If it makes sense to you and if it speaks to you, go to that guy. If one's saying one and one's saying the other, shut it down. Shut it down. Choose who you want to go for, because you are literally giving yourself an information overload. Then look at the type of trader that you are. Do you prefer learning through video tutorials, reading books, or hands-on experience? Tailoring your learning method to what suits you best can prevent information overload. You don't need to consume every type of content. Stick with what's for you. I do podcasts and I do hands-on experience. That's it. That's all I do. Again, if you are looking for video tutorials to learn at your own pace, there are definitely better ways. Even if you went to a mentor who does lives like me and just go, hey, can I just have videos? That is a way better scenario than buying a course. So don't look at this and go, oh, I love video tutorials, so I have to buy a course. That's not true. I'm not saying that at all. If you can find someone that you like and go, I'm sure you've got loads of recorded videos from your students and learning. Can you send them over to me? Can this be a video style mentorship? I'm sure they'll happily bring you on. So do that. Last but not least, are you overcomplicating things? Sometimes we believe that the more complicated strategy, the better it must be. It's an absolute load of garbage. Many successful traders rely on simple, repeatable strategies. Ask yourself if you're making things more complicated than they need to be. My trading partners that literally have millions of dollars, and I kid you not, that's absolutely true. You know, one of them has just bought a property in Argentina, for example. He doesn't even live there. Right? He's buying up property just wherever he wants. So in winter, he can go snowboarding in Argentina. That's it. So he's bought a house for that. That's the level of money that we're talking about when we're playing for. If you look at his strategy, it is one of the most simple things I've ever seen in my life. It is an indicator, number one, that tells you, hey, buy here. It just says number one, right? And what happens is he looks at two other indicators and seeing if volume and all this other thing, I can't give it away obviously, is on the same page. So he looks at three things and he hops in. Three things, that's it. And it doesn't even need to be like me where you need to find specific things and blah blah. I've got 4 entry rules. He's got 3. He's got 2 indicators on his screen. 2. I've got 3. So he simplified my strategy by 1 indicator and 1 entry rule. He is a millionaire. A millionaire. Again, Lancelot, who has been on here before, and I know I've said this multiple times, but when he first came to me, his one complaint to me was my strategy was too easy. It's too simple. And then he tried to make it more complicated. What happened after that? Well, he's on this podcast for making 20% in a week. He's in the Discord group and he's killing it because he made 10% in a month. If you just look at those 2 things, that's 30% in a year. I stop at 40%. If he's got multiple accounts, even if he's got $25,000 in his account and he's made 40-50%, that's crazy. That is life-changing money. He can just use that next year, slap a trade copy on it like we've talked about, and then he's going to double, triple, quadruple the amount of money that he got from last year. Crazy. All from a simple strategy that now, with my indicator, starts and says buy and sell. Amazing. So those are the questions, guys. That's all I really wanted to go over, right? You just need to go over those ones. It's the importance of focus, right? Because ultimately that is the key to avoiding information overload. Narrow down the type of trader you want to be, the markets you want to trade, the risk you're willing to trade. You can filter out the noise and zero in on what really matters. Remember, it's not about how much you know. That is a fallacy. It's not true. but it is about how well you can apply what you've learned. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you need to know everything before you start trading. Focus on mastering a few things that will work for you. Trading is a long-term journey, and you'll have plenty of time to expand your knowledge as you gain experience. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, take a deep breath, go back to the basics, ask yourselves these questions, and you'll find that much of the information clutter will fall away, leaving you with a clearer path forward. And realistically, just to end this out here, to all the traders out there, especially the newbies, you don't need to learn everything to be successful. Mastery comes from focus, as I've just said before. If you want to work with me and master it with me, roadtoforex.com. You can join my Patreon. Link is in the description. You can watch my YouTube. Right? All of these things are, apart from the Patreon and working with me, I've got 2 sources there for free at least. YouTube and this, where you can learn all this information. If you want to master it a bit more, then go to the Patreon. Or you can just work with me, roadtoforex.com. Anyway, guys, that is it from me. Keep pushing forwards. Until next time, have a prosperous trading day, and I will see you then. Bye.